So after the abysmal showing of last season and how things went, considering all the injuries and the fact that we didn't even make it into the top 10, there's no way after that season that we'd be finishing this one thinking about Champions League football next year. Or would we? Yo guys, what's going on? This is Yoki Man here and welcome back to another episode of this rebuild on the channel on Football Manager 2021 with Burnley, and we're going to use this screen today. Something a little bit different. I've not tried this screen. It's a lovely fancy new screen that Football Manager has given us, and considering we're like 5 or 6 months into the cycle of the game, we're going to use it for the rebuild today. So let's take a look at the end of season review for Burnley, the 2023 season. Wasn't a very good one last season. How's it been this year? Let's first of all take a look at the new arrivals. Now, we played it a little bit differently this time around. Again, still using the scouting centre and how we're supposed to do it in that manner. But I knew after 3 seasons of building and picking a squad together, more numbers than anything, a little bit of a numbers game you'll have noticed over the past few seasons, we were getting away from what Burnley had before and starting to establish a bit of a squad ethos. We changed this year. We went purely for quality in positions that I knew we needed more quality. One of those positions, obviously mainly, was goalkeeper. We've signed the main man, the Leeds United legend, already, Meslier. We've signed him, 24, brilliant, and he's a sweeper keeper, which is exactly what I wanted. We were playing out of the back last season. We wanted to play out the back again, and Pope, poor Pope, he just can't do that. In fact, he really cannot do that. And Meslier can, so it was a no-brainer. A bit of an expensive deal, 38 million, the most we've spent yet in this save. But like I said, it was time to take that little push forward. We had a great squad. It was time to add just little droplets of quality. Meslier's one of them. The second droplet of quality. I can't believe I said that. Scored 10 goals this season. He scored 10 goals. He's been an absolute beast from corners. It's Musa Niakate. I've never heard of him. Have no clue who he is. He plays for Mainz in real life. Or genuinely never heard of him, but we were looking for a centre-back. I was using the scouting system. It was really difficult. I'm not going to lie. We were finding a lot of duds. A lot of duds that weren't better than what we had because we had Moonin, we had Twanzebe. What could we do to kind of bring in someone who was going to take us to the next level? It was Niakate, and boy, did he take us to the next level. 20 million, I believe, on this young man. Was it 20 million? Yeah, 20 million and a beast. A wonderful season for him. We also signed Nedin Amiri for 11.75. More covered, this 27-year-old from Leverkusen. Brilliant player. I mean, no-brainer. For the money we spent on him, he's an elite centre forward, elite cam, and he's also so versatile, can play several positions. The next signing in was a youngster from Benfica. This was the first time I was going to spend big on a young player, and it had to be someone called Ronaldo. We've got ourselves a Ronaldo. It's Kamara, but he's been pretty decent for us, the 21-year-old. Having a very good season for us, and, you know, attribute-wise, he's just pretty decent. He's a very good playmaker, and what I really liked about him is at 21, mentally, he's just a beast. He's fantastic. He's got so many great mentals that it's unbelievable, and I feel like he's going to be consistent, and that's something we kind of miss. Now, in the grand scheme of things, at the end of the season, he wasn't great, but the formation we play at the moment just doesn't seem to yield good results for the centre mids. I don't know why. It just happens. But the 21-year-old Portuguese lad is going to be great for us for the future and someone we can have around for a while. Speaking of the future, we needed another ball-playing defender, and I was scouring around. This was the only transfer we made in January. We signed Hayden Roberts. I thought, why not get ourselves another Englishman? He's pretty decent, attribute-wise. Again, good mentals, and I've kind of been looking a little bit more at the mentals, but key, his physicals are fantastic. Now, he's 5'10", so we do score a lot from set pieces. It's what the board wanted us to do. And Niakate does that fantastically with his height and his power. Hayden might not do as well, but you can see he didn't play much for us. He's very new. He's acclimating. He's getting acclimated to the squad. Word of the day. He was on the toilet roll this morning. And he's just a decent player. I'm very happy to have him. He's physically very good and technically decent as well. As the ball-playing defender, he'll do very well for us. Let's take a look. This is the important bit. We will do transfers out as well. What am I doing? I'm a moron. Let's do transfers out. So transfers out was pretty straightforward. We kind of knew what we were going to do. We isolated players last season that we knew needed to be moved on. And there was quite a lot in the outgoings. There was quite a lot. James Tarkowski, the biggest one, because I'm such a big fan of him, but he needed game time and he couldn't get ahead of the centre-backs that we already had. And when I saw Niakate, I was like, he's just not going to play any football. And at 31, he needs to be playing every single day of the week. So he went and played 17 times for West Ham. But, I mean, he had a good time every time he played. We sold Dela Cruz as well for 17.75. We made some good money. I have to be honest. We did make some good money. You look at what we spent, we did bring a lot in as well. Cameron Carter-Vickers, who we signed on a free, never actually played for us, really. 12.5 million to Sporting. Jack Cork left on a free. I wanted to keep him, but he wanted to go for the good of his career, and he actually played a lot there for Swansea and got a good average rating. Nick Pope left us 34 million, and it's just a fantastic piece of business, not really, because Nick Pope and Meslier was basically like a straight swap. Yes, we paid a little bit more for Meslier, but I mean, only 4 million more, so it worked out fantastically. Alan Campbell went for 10.75, again, great profit on him. Sam Field for 7.5, Greg Taylor for 8.5. I really like Greg Taylor, injured too much, and that was our problem. Sam Field, again, really good, but I just felt like we needed that little bit extra quality in centre mid this year, and that's why we signed Kamara. Josh Brownhill left for 3 million, and then some young players that will probably never see the light of day. Ben Mee left and pick up Farrell, but yeah, that was pretty much it. We did loan some players out again. Fernandez, Ovando. Fernandez is going to leave now, but Ovando, I was excited to see him go out on loan. He went out in January, 12 appearances, 5 goals. He's had a pretty decent time at Columbus, so hopefully he'll probably go out on loan again. I've got to be honest. I can't see him getting in the team. But Augusto, I would like to see start getting into the team, so he's gone out as well. And then we also loaned out Anthony Gordon. They paid us quite a lot of money as well, and then only brought him off the bench 10 times. So I wasn't overly happy with it, but there isn't really a position for him in the club. He may be probably the biggest dud in terms of us spending money that we've had. And it's a shame because he's actually very good. He just doesn't fit, and we don't need him. That's our biggest issue at the moment where he plays. We don't really need him. So on to the season results to see how we got on this year, and we did it. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. Don't ask me how, because I don't know how. I don't know how we got here. It was ridiculous. We started picking up form, and I was just under this expectation that it wasn't going to happen. I thought 7th. I had my eye on 7th at the start of the season. We signed quality in the idea of 7th, and that was it. We finished 3rd. We finished 3rd, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened. I'm kind of believing in my head that it's a fluke, which is worrying me because we've got Champions League football next season. Now, I haven't seen the budget yet for next year. We will look at that in this episode. And I do still think we've got a very good squad, but we haven't got a good squad that could play in the Champions League and the Premier League and get top 4 again. So, a little bit of a nervy scenario, that. But as you can see, a little bit of a mixed season. The 4-4-2 had to be scrapped. I just couldn't get it to work consistently. We went to a 4-2-3-1 and also a 4-3-3. Both formations I've used with Amadora. Over on Twitch, if you want to watch me on Twitch, the link is down below. Also, the Twitter is down below, where you'll get all the updates and great news on things that you'll like about me. So it's good, isn't it? Twitter and links and stuff. So anyway, we had a good season, a very good season. This run is probably the best run I've ever gone on in the Premiership, because we beat Man City 5-2 in this run. Beat Man City 5-2 in this run. Usually, right, in the Premiership, I don't know if you guys noticed the same, you'll win, 5 games and then you might draw one, then lose one. There's always going to be a big team around the corner where you could drop points when you're one of the smaller sides. And this season, we just really were good. There's no bones about it. We was just superb. And I'm so happy because it makes me look, 1, very, very talented and good at the game. And 2, it was just where we needed to go. And injuries did not play anywhere near a factor it did this season. So in my head, it hurts a little bit because if we'd got 7th last year, I think the budget would have represented what 7th does represent. And then we could have started to build for Champions League for the year after. I think in reality, where we finished in season 3, the squad was better than that. The squad probably was a Europa League 8th, maybe 7th finishing Premiership squad. And with the additions, we should have still been a 7th finishing squad, but we managed to finish 3rd and maybe capitalised on a few big sides having poor seasons. Reigning champions Aston Villa aren't reigning champions anymore, obviously. They didn't have the world's best season, but on goal difference, they missed out on Champions League football. Again, they still have a wonderful squad, so they're a side that we need to worry about in the future. Things never really improved for Arsenal either, as they're 12th. So, I mean, sorry, Arsenal fans. Birmingham, Forest and Southampton went down. Southampton have some players I wouldn't mind that we already have on the shortlist, so hopefully there could be something happen there. But yeah, great season for Burnley. We got some moments to remember. The biggest win was a 5-1 win against Nottingham Forest. Ivan Toney scoring for them. We just did well. Anthony Gordon with 2 goals, which is crazy, right? I think that's when we were still playing 4-4-2. I played Anthony Gordon up top quite a bit. Strange reality to do that. Also, match to remember, 4-1 against Villa. Reigning champions, and we beat them 4-1. Patson Daka, a player we're definitely going to talk about in this episode, and we need to talk about. Goal of the season was Sebastian Villa, who actually has come on leaps and bounds, so I'm over the moon. He's been fantastic. The finances for the season are, we've got better sponsorship. The broadcast money is less, not by much, but I don't know why. Corporate went up, competition prize money went up, of course, and matchday commercial went up. I mean, the fans absolutely adored us this season. McNeil sold the most shirts, and I think we'll probably always sell the most shirts at this club. Hopefully, we can prove to Dwight McNeil that he's at a club where he might win some stuff, and that will keep him around, because the young Englishman is absolutely unbelievable, and I need to keep hold of him as much as possible, because, well, for as long as possible, because he really does help this team tick. And as you can see, this is kind of how we lined up this season. It was all over the shop. It was weird. It's a little bit of a hybrid. There's a huge pressing element to it, because a lot of our team is exuberant. They've got stamina. They've got speed. I want my team to run at people. I want us to be fast, wham, bam, thank you, man kind of football with that playmaking style, usually of Novius and then Kamara in centre mid as well. So there's elements to it, but I want it to be fairly aggressive, because when you look at our side, we're very athletic, we're very strong, we're very quick. So we're good at those kind of things, and that's what we needed to do. Now, the 4-4-2, I still have kind of dreams that at some stage I can get it to work, but when I look at the personnel in the squad, and now we've got Meslier for that brilliant distribution, that just wasn't the style of football that was going to work for the club. And it kind of, it is what it is. These things happen. There is the accolades here as well. Obviously, I won the Premiership Manager of the Year. I didn't know that. I've just been told this. Just now, just in, fresh news. Yorkie Man, Manager of the Year. Makes me feel good. It does make me feel good. We will look here then at some of the club awards. We've got Niakate won Fans Player of the Year, which doesn't surprise me. Young Player of the Season, Dwight McNeil. Signing of the Season, Musa, again, doesn't surprise me. Goal of the season, as you saw there, Sebastian Villa. Record breakers is yellow cards and a red card for Tom Davis. But Tom Davis did have a very good season for us. Marcus Edwards, top goal scorer with 10. So you see when we go through the squad that the goals were very much spread around the team. And we had goal-scoring crises over several stages of the season. And it was stressful. It was stressful. Maybe a new striker could be in order, but we'll go through that. Player of the match, Charlie Taylor. Wonderful season. The ex-Leeds lad, absolutely superb season. Highest average rating is Niakate, which you'd expect because he was just, wow. He was special. Honestly, this year he was special. So let's take a quick look through the squad and just take a peek under the hood of what happened this year. And when we talk, initially, let's talk about this goal-scoring crisis we had. There's 4 players there on 10 goals. 4 players on 10 goals. So we never had an out-and-out striker, really, if we're being honest. One of them a centre-back, which is crazy. It is crazy. Bear in mind, none of the other centre-backs have those kind of numbers. He's a freak. He's a freak. Honestly, guys, I've never had a player like him. I'm so blessed I've got him, but he heads everything. He never misses a header. That's a lie, but he's very good at it. So Marcus Edwards got 10, Niakate got 10, and Peku got 10, who actually had a breakout season for me. Although he had patches here where he didn't have good performances. He should be applauded for this year because we had a real moment at one part of the season where Patson was god-awful. And just like that first season where he couldn't settle in, he still doesn't feel like he's settled in here at Burnley because he cannot do it week in, week out. And Peku came in and scored a load of goals on a run. It's not like he scored these throughout the season. He didn't see that much game time. He went on a run and he played every week for me until he hit a bit of a blippo. And when we look at Patson Daka, he's wanted by Brighton. I wouldn't want him to go to another side in this league because we get done for pace and he's rapido. But the problem is with Patterson is his goal return, 23 starts, 7 off the bench, 10 goals. It purely just isn't good enough. Give me another 10, Patterson. Make it 20. Give me another 10. And I'm all behind you. I'm all for it. And the reason why he played 23 games is because he just went on such poor, inconsistent runs. One of them is a hat-trick. So there's 7 goals, really. One set's a hat-trick, so that's only one game in a 38-game season. Patson Daka just quite clearly wasn't consistent enough. But me being me, I've still got faith he's going to do it for us. I just do. I've still got faith. Marcus Edwards had a very fit season, managing to keep himself fit for the majority of it. 10 goals, 3 assists. Also, Gregorich, again, superb for us. 8 goals, 3 assists. Honestly, he's great. I just couldn't be more satisfied with what Gregorich offers us. He's a fantastic player, and as time goes on, now he's going to become someone who comes off the bench and stuff like that. But in this rebuild, this 4 seasons that we've done, he's been such a brilliant servant to the club and always offers up goals. Bowen's up there, McNeil's up there. I mean, the key thing is we've got great depth and players didn't get injured as much. It was really a huge selling point for us. Now, when you look at appearances, still, there were several players that didn't play loads of games, but that's because they got rotated out because they didn't play well. And when they got rotated out and they didn't play well, you know, it happens. But it kept the squad very lively. I'm really happy with the team. I'm really happy with the squad. But next season, there needs to be some key changes, I think, now to make us good enough for Champions League football, which still sounds really crazy to me. But let's take a look at the budget we've got to try and make those changes. Well, guys, I've got some terrible news for us. This is just not good. This is not good. We're going to have the smallest budget we've had so far since being at Burnley. The best season we've had since being at Burnley is going to be followed with a budget of 27.45 million. Yeah. Genuinely the worst budget we've had so far at Burnley. And we got Champions League football. And I don't think there'll be many changes then. There's not much we can do, and it's not like I can just sell players. Unless someone went for huge money, who I didn't actually want to sell, then the budget's really probably not going to be better than that. I'm a little bit gutted. I'm a little bit gutted. I mean, it just makes the task all that bit harder. We're going to have to just add in now a couple of, because the squad is a little bit small. We're just going to have to add in a couple of players and maybe look for some youth players to help improve the squad. We do have a pretty sizable list here on the short list. Does this need editing? Yeah, it does need clearing. I'm just looking at strikers. I was going to say it's way bigger than that. So we do have a sizable short list of players that I've been looking at throughout the season, and hopefully we can utilise this and bring in some players that will really add to the squad that's already very good and very young. It's not like there's loads of players that need replacing, if we're being honest. Anyone that gets replaced now is for someone who is better than that player initially already. So just fingers crossed, wish me luck. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for another season here at Burnley. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you're new around here, please hit subscribe, smash the like button. I do appreciate the support. Now, I know this one did take a little while to get out to you, but when it comes to playing this, streaming, doing other series, it just takes a little while. The series won't be done. The series won't be done until we win Champions League. I can't believe I'm tying myself into that, but until we win Champions League, so at the end of next season, obviously, because that's what we're going to do. Until we win Champions League. So in reality, this series will go on for as long as it takes. So if it does take longer than normal and you are waiting around for it, I can do nothing but apologise and say, you know, there's other content on the channel there to watch as well, especially if it's Football Manager that you want. We've got the Sevilla save. And then also come and hang out with me on Twitch sometimes. We play Football Manager over there. I'm doing a Portuguese save at the moment, bringing the minnows that are Amadora, that's a tongue twister, up to the top tier of Portuguese football and hopefully beyond. So, you know, there is loads of content there for you, and I do apologise, but it just takes a bit of time to play through along with other stuff. But thank you very much for watching. I appreciate all the support as per usual, and we're a Champions League side. Take it easy, guys.